Hello and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. We're here with Jennifer, who's now more of her undercarriage exposed. Dirty girl she is. And Truman, who still has a dodgy undercarriage. He's a dirty man. So, I've already taken the bits off of Jennifer, and the purpose for that is purely so that we have the extra bits to repair, so that we can get as much of Truman here fixed up. Obviously there's some things that will just need to be replaced. I'll replace the likes of the wheel bearings with brand new ones because, you know, safety first. Don't know if I'm going to be able to fix things like the steering rack and the likes. I'll get a new front sway bar link Bs, and like I said, all new bushes all the way around. So all these wish ones will get new bushes. The shocks and springs will all be new as well, and inner and outer track rod ends. I'll try and repair the actual steering rack if I can. Don't know if I can, but I'll try to. And I also don't know about the anti-roll bar, or sway bar. This side almost done. I'll just take these bushes out too. If you watched my last series, you'll see that I bought somewhere in the region of 4 million rubber bushes, and then forgot that I had them and sold everything that I had in my inventory. So I bought them just literally to throw them away. We should have another radiator sitting about as well. I say that like I know, I don't. But in today's episode we're going to strip down the hole underneath, fix it up, put it back on, and you know, some nice things like that. I think this is the last 2 at a time car I'll do because it's rinse and repeat type. It's kind of a bit tedious to even do, let alone watch. I imagine it wouldn't be the most exciting thing to watch, but the cars are kind of different. They're getting done in different ways. When it comes to the engines, which I may start on the engines in this episode, I will hopefully strip down Trueman's engine today. That's the plan. Nothing ever goes to plan. Nothing ever goes to plan, like I completely forgot to start the recording timer as well. So this episode may be longer, maybe shorter, I don't know. I'm just going to guess. There we go. That's all his dirty bits out. Over to the repair bench and see what we can fix here. Now we can fix that, can we? I think I already have one of these that I've fixed. A lot of these parts will be from the other car as well. Like, it's going to let me fix this axle, so I should have just stripped down the other car first. Don't know how I managed to repair brake shoes there, but it did. That's a part we actually do need to fix, because I don't want to buy any one of them. Just plow through it. Oh, good, we do have a radiator. And there's a steering rack, which we do need. I broke something. I broke a caliper. There are no items to work with. Okay then. So before we start, we'll buy let's see, 4, 8, 10, I mean 20 rubber bushes. I think I broke a caliper, so I'll just get a new one of them. We're going to need new discs and pads for obvious reasons. We need the double wishbone shock absorbers. We're going to need the springs that go along with them. And these weird looking spring caps. Seems to be something really interesting going on with the texture of them. We need 2 of these and 2 of these. And 2 sway bar links. And 20 of these. Only a few. We get 20 of them. May need to get other bits and pieces, but that should at least get us started. And obviously we do have the battery on charge as well. So we'll start with the front cross member. Nice and repaired as well. Quite nicely repaired. The million rubber bushes that we bought need to all be used. Did I repair one of these? I did, I have 3 of them, that's always nice. Bottom suspension arm. At least get one corner fixed, I hope. I'll put the steering rack in now. Front sway bar B. No, we didn't get one of them, so front sway bar B. That's rear sway bars. Front sway bar B. That's that one. Now we do have to assemble the whole suspension. So I'll need to go over to the spring compressor to do that. Upper suspension arm. So we're only going to need a lower suspension arm. And I'll need the inner and outer track rod ends. I don't know if I was able to repair them, but this seems like a part that I shouldn't be able to repair. There's the outer tie rod. Where's the inner? So, Truman is getting there. He certainly is getting there. I managed to fix all 4 of them, that's nice. It's telling me I can put the disc and all that on, but I will magically place the wheel bearing in there as if it just kind of falls into place. And I'll come back to the brakes after I've done the suspension, otherwise it'll just tell me to put the wheel on, and it's just annoying. Like to join a double wishbone shock absorber with a front spring and a front shock absorber cap. It's animated, but it doesn't really seem to make a difference to the actual components. So I'll leave that one in there while I'm fixing up gold Truman here. 1 bolt straight through the bottom there. If only it was that easy in real life. So new brakes all around too, which is always nice. And I've got plenty of brake parts now, so here's a bonus. We want none of them. Don't want any of them. We want those ones. Knew they were in there somewhere. So that's that side done. It's coming together. I'm going to get my spring assembly. Spring assembly. Now where's the car? Wrong lifter. This one here. I usually work on lifter 1, but I thought for a change I'd work on this lifter. And I want to assemble bits. Let's start with these rubber bushes again. Pardon me. So, we still have loads to do on this car. Still got painting to do, and the engine to build, and why am I so close? A bit of space would be nice. Oh no, we don't want that. We need a bottom suspension arm. Definitely don't want that. Bottom suspension arm. Somewhere around here. Bottom suspension arm. Only 120 quid, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Throw some rubber bushes into it. And then the double wishbone shock absorber. Obviously this car has new parts, but mostly repaired parts. I have tried to just repair what I can, for the most part. Some things I've replaced for the sake of it, like the well, springs. I don't know if I could have repaired them. Rubber bushes all get replaced. Every single last one of them gets done. I will do the front assembly of Jennifer off screen. That sounds even more perverse than anything else I could have said. I will put Jennifer back together off screen. So, because I mean it is exactly the same as this, like with the exception of the wheels. Along here somewhere. Where are they? There they are. That's the one I want. So that's the underneath of Truman done. Done and dusted. So now if we come into the engine bay here and rip out the radiator and the battery, they are parts that will go in last. Yeah, I think it looks quite nice how the wheels are so far in. But what we want to do is move Truman to the paint shop. Paint car. Now the factory colour is as such, and I think it'd be nice to go something a bit shinier. Doesn't make the slightest bit difference. Matte, it does look quite nice. I think I'll go for that one. It's the colour he's meant to be. Very nice. Almost chrome. Move car to lifter 1 this time. She's got an engine to get put in, son. Does look good there. Nice rims, still look flat though. Maybe there's a problem with my air compressor. Open up the hood, because the next thing to go on is this. So, we're going to fix the engine. I apologise about the interruption there. My door went which is not the nicest thing to have happen when you're in the middle of recording. So we need to kind of, I don't even know where to start, it's just a mess. We'll get new push rods and the likes for it, because I think they're perishable parts in my opinion. It's going to be all just kind of straightforward, no modifications or anything. Don't even know if it has any pistons in it. I'll get your piston rings at least. The bottom bearings are off the piston. Piston cap or something it's called in this game. Good to know, I suppose. The water pump looks a bit done. It has all its timing components, that's kind of a bonus I suppose. We'll get it a new timing chain though, just for, you know, like I said, some parts will be changed for new. Timing chain is going to be one of them, for obvious reasons. So it's the same V8 engine that Papa has, I believe. V8 overhead valve. It's just missing a few things, like quad pot carbs and the likes. So at least the crankshaft's fixed. I managed to fix the water pump, that's a bonus. I thought I was going to have to get a new one. Same with the block. Oh, now we also have a spare radiator. So, let's see what we're left with. Now we know we have the block. Block's all good. The camshaft is all good. Crankshaft is all good. I think that's pretty much all we got, apart from the heads. The pistons are all done. So, to the engine components. Don't really want them all, but gonna need an alternator. Going to need a cam gear. What else are we gonna need? We need a crankshaft cap. I think that's the type of carb that is on this engine. I think. I'll wait until closer to time to have a look at that. I'm going to need 2 clip Bs. That's a given. Going to need a crankshaft pulley. Don't need a block. Don't need a head, but we need a head cover or 2. These boring silver ones. And a couple of manifolds. These ones. A fuel filter. Oh, it's like going shopping again. Gonna need an ignition coil. Ignition distributor rotor. No, that's the i6. We need the V8. We need the V8 wires, I believe they are. Single carb intake, I'm sure it was. Oil filter. Oil pan is something we're actually going to need. Kind of an obvious one. Our piston rings. We need 8 piston rings. And we need 8 pistons with corn rods. And power steering pump for V8. Radiator fan. Loads of these rocker arms. 16 of them in total. We need 8 rod caps. That's 9. I don't need 9. I need 8. For the V8 overhead valve ones, need belt B. Belt B and belt A. I thought belt A was the same, but obviously not. The spark plugs, 8 of those, for obvious reasons. They do kind of help. V8 starter motor. Don't need any of that stuff. Get that just in case. Get that just in case too. I don't think this has a supercharger on it, but we'll see. The timing chain. Timing cover never got fixed, I noticed. That I noticed of, should I say. Timing cover turbo. Be nice to put a turbo on this. Need 16 rods. And the water pump. We fixed the water pump, so we'll just take a water pump pulley just in case we got the wrong one. We should have most of our components now. That with piston rings. That with piston rings. Nah, I don't want piston rings on that one. If you watched my Papa series, you will have noticed that the car for some reason didn't recognise that I put piston rings on it on one of the pistons randomly enough, even though every single part of that car was brand spanking new, which was a bit unusual. So just go ahead and put the plugs in, because accessibility does go down the further in you are. So the spark plugs are in on this side. Get the valve push rods in. Do these 2 at a time. Put the rocker arms on. I hate doing these because it's just so tedious. There's so many of them. There is 16 in total. And the valve push rods are not the biggest components in the world. I just put them all in on this side. Just to get them out of the way. And then put these rocker arms on, and then I should be able to put the rocker cover on. Or engine head cover, whatever they call it in this game. Rocker cover is what I know it as. The bit on top. The bit that holds the oil in at the top, not the bottom. For any of these smart people in the comments that are going to turn and say, but the oil pan does that. I know the oil pan does that at the bottom, but what holds it on at the top? Eh? See? I'll just put the engine head cover is what they actually call it. Such a boring name. Saying that's quite a boring looking engine as well, isn't it? I'll put the alternator on. With its slightly weird looking pulley there. And then magically float the coil there. get these done because there's an issue with these in doing this clip at the back. Once you have the intake on, it's kind of impossible to get the clip at the back. It would actually be physically impossible to reach it anyway, the way they have this set up. So there's the timing components on. One fuel filter floating there again. That leaves room for all sorts of fancy new bits. But before I do all those fancy new bits, I'm going to stick this side together. Just a random piston right in the middle. I'm going to build as much of the top of the engine as I can and then finish at the bottom, because it's just the way I'm doing it this time. And so get these screwed together, and again I'll put the spark plugs in. It'd be nice if you could paint the engine. I don't know if you can. I'm pretty sure you can. When I last checked many months ago, you couldn't. Maybe you can now. Or maybe plans to do that in the future, given that all these parts all have like a little colour panel on them. Put the ignition wires on just in case. More of these delightful push rods. So we'll get everything on the top done, everything on the front done, and then rotate the engine round and put the piston caps on and things. So many things to do in a V8, which I suppose is somewhat realistic. There's actually considerably more than this in reality, but two valves per piston, so it's a 16 valve, or at least it should be. Obviously there'll be the, it's not actually, it's only an 8, I think it's only an 8 valve, because there should be 2 valve arms and 2 rocker covers per valve anyway, should there not? I don't know with these American style engine, or any engine in general. I've never worked on a V8. Been a long time since I've worked on any engine, to be honest. Very long time indeed. Nowadays there is no such thing as a mechanic. Everyone who has a title of mechanic is just a automotive technician. I can say that because I'm, for all intents and purposes, a sort of mechanic and a little kind of, I used to be. Been a little while now. Been a little bit of time since I did that as a day job, but that was my day job at one point. But it just proves to be too messy. Got tired of always coming home covered in random engine lubricants. I've got the fan on. So it is a 4-barrel carburetor we'll put on. So this is an older style engine, carburetor engine. It's, not really the norm to have a carburetor as such nowadays. 4-barrel carburetor, and that will come with all its air filters and things. Nice and clean in there, just how it should be. 1 round air filter base. I don't have one of them. which means it's the big round air filter that we need. That one? I have no idea which air filter bears to get. These ones. That's the wrong one. Well, I bought a 2 carb air filter base. And then air filter, and then bolt down top. It's coming together. I'd like you to rotate the engine that way. I usually do it the other way, but we'll do it this way this time. See if that's a better light. So I've noticed the other way you get an awful lot of glare. This way actually seems a lot better. Start with a couple of rod caps. It's always nice to have the pistons held in place. Although, fun fact for you kids out there, you don't need to have your pistons held in place. You can leave them floating about. It's really good for your engine. Might make a funny sound, but it's just a sound that none of your friends would have. You know, why bother getting a tin of Heinz beans and turning that into your exhaust system when you can just, you know, loosen up all your pistons? Everyone would like you then. Who doesn't love a boy racer? I'm pretty sure that there must be a Tesco somewhere in the world that doesn't have a group of boy racers that hangs about at it. There must be. Just one. I can't really say anything. I used to be a boy racer myself. I just never really hung about supermarkets or done the whole prancing about with my friends in the middle of the night thing. I was very much a fan of sleep. Being out at 3 in the morning, racing up and down the high street, just never really done it for me. So, that's that done. So, give me my engine back. And I need this crane thingy. Move to that one. Pick a bay and go to it. Okay. Now I want you to no. Oh, why? Just why? Stop glitching on me. It's not nice. There we go. Put that one in, and that you can just go in now. So there's the engine. Very pretty. And we've got a few bits left to install. One of which being the brake servo. We have 2 of those. We've got the radiator. We do have a battery. It should be charged. Yeah, I hope. Really hope it's charged. So that's everything. Oh, actually that's not, because we still need to put way too much oil in the engine. As I like to do, I like to fill the engines to the point where oil is spewing out of them. I find it's the best policy. Too much oil is never damaged an engine. I'm full of sarcasm today. In case people hasn't noticed, don't overfill the oil in your engine. Please don't. It's just as bad as not having oil. Well, maybe not just as bad, but it can do some pretty bad things. So don't do it. It's not good. Your dipstick should have an indicator on it that tells you where to put the oil to. And please, for the love of God, don't be like so many people I've heard of and try and fill oil down the dipstick tube. It's not where it goes. I, believe it or not, have had that so many times. Engines coming to me absolutely filthy thinking there's a major oil leak, and it's just that the owners tried to put 5 litres of oil down the dipstick. It's just... yeah. These people shouldn't have cars. So, we need our clutch assembly. For obvious reasons. Always helps to have a clutch in a car. We're also going to need the whole exhaust assembly. Oh, that one. That one. Pressure plate. Very nice shiny exhaust, not exhaust, clutch. I thought I fixed my gearbox. V8 OHV. Or V8 overhead valve, in case you're wondering. I'm sure you're not, but you now know. It's also good to only have 6 bolts holding your gearbox in too. In fact, 6 is a bit much. This game really overdoes it with the safety aspect. So, we need 2 front exhaust pipe Bs, 2 middle mufflers. No cat in this now. Two middle mufflers and 2 rear mufflers. Nothing too difficult there. So, 2 of them, 2 middle mufflers wherever they are. Nice easy exhaust on this car. So this will actually be Truman finished. Just leaving me to do Jennifer. Again, no pun intended. So there we go. Nice chrome exhaust sticking out the back there. Nice clean engine. So we'll move Truman over to the door. Now, moment of truth. I don't have a seat. Or steering wheel, actually. I thought I did that. Didn't on the other car. That's fine. So I need a steering wheel and a seat. And there was me thinking I was finished. I was about to start it up. So, that one, and a steering wheel, something classy. Nothing modern, or too modern should I say. Nothing like this, nothing with an airbag in it. Maybe this one. Nice wooden steering wheel, why not? So we want the bench seat first. Nice new seat. And similar but slightly different steering wheel. There we go. Will it start? Oh, listen to that. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Nice burble off the exhaust there. So, in the next episode we will... well, I'll put the front end of Jennifer back together. Off camera. I'll fiddle about with the front of Jennifer off camera. Get in trouble for that kind of thing. And in the next episode we'll put Jennifer's engine back together and dyno them both. See what we can get out of Jennifer compared to a better engined model, to see if it's better to modify or go for the bigger engine. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you enjoy the content of my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. It does help a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.